Thank you, Shilpa, for sharing this moment with us. Satyam. Satyam is a star and a lone male fellow of this batch. A resident of Bhopal, he was the anchor for all the fellows in Bhopal, making them feel at home. Satyam has had his own steep learning curve, having to unlearn a lot of his preconditioned beliefs and ideas, but that has led him to be where he is today in his journey. His commitment to making menstruation a non-issue was so high, he continued his journey with us as a period runner and set up his own organization, MADATGHAR, in Madhya Pradesh, working to eradicate menstrual taboos. I think it's best we hear the rest of the story from Satyam.
नमस्कार। भोपाल के शाम के 5 बज रहे थे और मैं रोजमर्रा की तरह बस्ती में पुरुषों को इकट्ठा कर रहा था पीरियड्स के ऊपर चर्चा करने के लिए। 7 से 8 पुरुष इकट्ठे हो चुके थे। तभी मैंने देखा एक पुरुष कोने में बैठे हुए थे। उनसे मैंने निवेदन किया कि आप भी आइए। उन्होंने कहा नहीं नहीं। मैंने उनसे फिर पूछा आप भी आइए। फिर उन्होंने कहा नहीं नहीं। मैंने कहा ठीक। मैं उन पुरुषों के साथ पीरियड के ऊपर बात करना शुरू कर। बातचीत चलती गई और पता नहीं लगा 1 घंटा कब हो गया। जब उनको अलविदा कहने का समय आया तो मैंने उन पुरुषों से पूछा कि हम अगली मुलाकात कितने बजे करेंगे। उन्होंने मुझे एक समय बताया और मैंने अपनी उठाई गाड़ी घर की तरफ चल दी। ये यात्रा 1 बार हुई, 2 बार हुई, तीसरी बार हुई और उन्हीं पुरुषों को मैं जानकारी लगातार देता जा रहा। जैसे ही मेरी बातचीत उनसे खत्म हुई और जब मैं पलटा तो मैंने देखा उसी कोने में वो अंकल अभी भी बैठे हुए और वो मुझे देखते हैं, मैं उनको देखता हूं और वो मेरे पास आते और मुझसे कहते हैं कि बेटा मैं वहां बैठकर तो तुम्हारी बात नहीं सुन पाया, लेकिन यहां बैठकर मैं लगातार जो तुमने 3 मुलाकात में इनसे बोला है मैंने एक एक बात सुनी और वो बात सुनकर ना जाने क्यों मुझे ऐसा लगा कुछ तो अधूरा है जो मेरे परिवार में, जो मेरे दिल को बहुत खरोचे जा रहा था। बेटा मेरी 2 साल की बिटिया है जो अब 16 साल की हो गई है। जब वो 2 साल की थी तो उसकी मम्मी का इंतकाल हो गया। उसकी मम्मी मर गई। जब मैंने अपनी बच्ची से पूछने की कोशिश की तो मुझे 3-4 दिन लगे सिर्फ और सिर्फ बात करने में इस विषय को लेकर। लेकिन जैसे तैसे कर कर जब मैंने उसको बोला तो बेटा उसने बोला कुछ नहीं, आके वो मेरे गले लग गई और फूट फूट कर रोने लगी। तब मुझे लगा कि आपकी बातचीत से कुछ हुआ हो या ना हुआ हो, एक बेटी जरूर अपने बाप के करीब आती। वो बात मैंने सुनी, एकाएक मुझे लगा कि मैंने कुछ किया ना किया एक परिवार में तो थोड़ा सा परिवर्तन आया। और तभी मुझे अपने फैमिली का याद आया। जब मैं पीरियड फेलो बना तो मेरे पिताजी ने पूछा कि क्या करते हो। पापा समाज का कुछ काम करता हूं। पापा पापा, लेकिन फिर भी बोल नहीं पाया कि मैं करता क्या। हर बाप की इच्छा होती है कि उसका बेटा क्या करता है और हर बेटे की ख्वाहिश होती है कि वो अपने पिताजी माताजी को बता सके कि वो क्या करता है। 9 से 10 महीने पहले मेरे घर कोई आया हुआ था और पापा उनसे बात कर रहे। मैं उनके लिए पानी लेने गया और जब पानी लेके लौट रहा था पर्दे तक ही पहुंच पाया और मेरे पापा के मैंने वो शब्द सुने जो वो सामने वाले को बोल रहे हैं कि मेरा बेटा पीरियड्स के ऊपर काम करता है। उस दौरान जो मैं गिलास लिए था वो तो इतना कांप रहा था, लेकिन मेरे दिल को पहली बार सुकून मिला कि उस बस्ती में वो बेटी अपने बाप के करीब आई और इस घर में एक बेटा अपने बाप के करीब आया। दोस्तों, इस देश का पहला मेल पीरियड फेलो अब मैं मेरा नाम सत्यम मिश्रा है और मैं पहला पीरियड फेलो भी हूँ एक पुरुष के नाते, और साथ ही साथ आपकी तालियां जारी रहना चाहिए, पहला पीरियड प्रेन्योर भी। मंजिल उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है। पंखों से कुछ नहीं होता यारो, हौसले में धन्यवाद।
Wow. That was a power-packed speech. Thank you, Satyam. I'm taking a moment for myself, so we can all take a moment for ourselves too.
We need it.
Yes. Okay. Moving on. Radhika is our in-house actor and activist. She's currently working as an independent facilitator and researcher on gender, sexuality and menstrual health. During her fellowship, Radhika has been a powerhouse of energizers, activities and creativity that really brings people together and shakes out any kind of awkwardness or inhibitions that may be there. Radhika has been an excellent facilitator, building safe spaces for women and girls. Through her journey, she has been able to unlearn, challenge herself in moments of stretch, persevering through it all like a star. Let's all welcome Radhika.
How do you match up to Satyam's energy? चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं। कहानी एक लड़की की है जो 24 साल की है, and she's a recent graduate from college, and she's very impressionable, and she's very overconfident, okay? And then she's placed in a village called Piria in Bhopal. And all her other friends, fellows, are in other communities. And like Shilpa mentioned, at that point, child abduction was on the rise in Bhopal, and it was a very difficult place to be at that point. And yeah, so moving on to the story of the girl. So that girl goes to the village, and on a very fine Sunday afternoon, she's roaming around the lanes of Piria village, and she starts chatting away with these couple of kids and a woman who was thrashing the clothes with a bat. Basically, she was washing the clothes. And so that girl thinks that she should go and talk to the woman. But before she could ask any questions to the woman is looking at her suspiciously. The woman is like, "Who are you?" And before she could answer, she starts running after that woman with the very bat she's washing her clothes with. And that girl runs and runs and runs and hides herself under a banyan tree and calls her manager, Nitish, out there, calls him crying that please save me. And there comes Nitish on his bike, saves her, and they go back to the community where Shilpa was staying, and no one speaks a single word on that bike ride. Well, that girl's me, and I'm not a child abductor. And so why am I sharing this story today? I'm sharing this story because this really changed me. This really made me question my identity, my value system, and most importantly, it made me question my privilege. I mean, the way I looked, the clothes I wore, the language I spoke, the fact that I belonged to the Northeast was really made visible to me that day. Sorry. Yeah. In the fellowship has played a very important role in my life. It has really made me who I am today. And I would like to narrate another story. It's the story of Bhuj in Gujarat. So I was working on trying to understand the acceptability of menstrual cups in India. And unlike popular opinion, my surname is Modi, but I'm not a Gujarati, and I didn't understand Gujarati at that point. And I was asking this woman, how are you liking the menstrual cup that you're using? Kaisa lag raha hai aapko? And she says, Radhika Ben, maja aave chhe. And that was the point. I called Tanya and I cried and I said, I think this is what I was working for. Women with hardly any financial as well as bodily agency are able to make the choice for yourself, for themselves, of using that menstrual cup. I think that really was a monumental moment in my career. And yeah, I think today I'm in this room full of fellows and people, and I think I could only do the fellowship because aap sab mere saath the and Priyanka there. And yeah, I think lastly I would just like to end with a quote from Maya Angelou, whom I love and admire. You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter those defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, and how you can still come out of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Radhika. Priyanka Bharadwaj has been the resilient one who has taken every challenge by its horns and navigated it as gracefully and with as much love as one can. Her favorite and most used word is pyara, which she herself is the embodiment of. Priyanka has been a sponge who has soaked in all the values, all the learnings and challenges while transmuting them into her superpower of building safe spaces, navigating conflicts and difficult conversations, and managing teams. She is currently our Hello Sati Helpline Operations Manager and has anchored the multiple transitions and iterations of our helpline. Let's all put our hands together to welcome Priyanka, who also likes to be called Pri.
Imagine every time you need to use the toilet, you take a classmate along with you. Not to chit chat, but to have someone at door because there is no lock in the washroom. Imagine instead of disposing of used sanitary pads, you stuff them in your pocket for the entire day. Or do not even go to the school while menstruating because there is no proper disposal system. Imagine there is no proper lighting, there is no ventilation system, and just have enough space for you to do your business. While you are imagining this, it was the reality of a school in Bhimnagar, Bhopal. I met these girls from class 6 to 10 sitting in a very small room. All of them were shy, giggling, curious, yet hesitant. In one of my sessions on hygiene, little did I know that this discussion is going to open a Pandora's box. These girls from class 6 to 10 started sharing that how every time they go to toilet, they have to take a friend with them because there is no lock in the washroom. One of them shared an incident of their friend who did not come to the school for 12 days as they were feeling ashamed, scared, because someone mistakenly opened the door while they were in the washroom. The group shared that they prefer not going to the school on their periods as there are no dustbins. The group shared there is no electricity, there is no water availability. This washroom smells a lot because there is no ventilation system. We discussed a lot about it, and I remember it very clearly. That day, I left the school with a heavy heart. In my very next session, I felt a change in room's energy. All of them had a smile on their face. Group of girls from class 7 to 10 shared that they wrote a letter to their class teacher. Class 6 girls got little louder and said, "We, our class, wrote a letter and submitted it to the principal." This group of girls were feeling proud. I used to go to Nagar every week, and after